Yo, proud family, what's going on? It's Marquise, and I'm here with my brother Don Digital, and we are here today with a really cool video. What if you can just literally create an app from just typing something that's in your mind? And then you go get a cup of coffee, and you come back to your desk maybe like 2 minutes later, and the app is completely ready to go. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Don, how's it going today, bro?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. I can't complain, man. I'm super excited about this one. Base 44, that's my bread and butter right there. So let's get it.
Yep. So today, like Don said, we're going to be talking about a no-code app builder called Base44. Now, it's not the only no-code app builder out there. In other videos, we're going to talk about different ones that we utilize as well. Base44 is a really good one, especially if you have like zero experience with coding and you just want to be able to build something quick, fast, and looks expensive, but it's not going to be at all. I'm going to literally show you how you can have an app pretty much built before you even have to pay for your trial. So in this video, we're just going to do a quick overview of Base 44, how much it costs, and some of the stuff that you can build with it to see if it's going to be a cool choice for you to utilize in your app building journey. And now, how long have you been using Base 44 so far?
So I've been using it since you told me about it, to be honest, bro. So I think that was like, I don't know, maybe like 6, 8 months ago or something like that. So I was using more so like Lovable for apps, but when you told me about Base 44, I mean, since the day I tried it, bro, I've just been on it ever since. And I've probably built like 10 different demos, 12 different demos since then, as far as like apps. So, yeah, man, it's dope.
And it is super easy to use. Like literally, as you can see here on the homepage, you literally just you come in here and you type what you wanted to build, and then it just goes and does it for you. So like if we scroll down here on the homepage, it also show like a couple of other features that it has that it can do. So you can see people are just coming here, create me an app to help keep track of my subscriptions, or help me create an app to keep track of my finances, or help me create an app to take care of this or take care of that. And literally, as you can kind of see here, it's super inexpensive to start. Like literally, you can start for free. So I can't make it any easier than that. You start for free, and then the paid plan started just $20 a month from there. And that allows you to basically be able to build apps that have integrations, authentication, and databases so people can log into your app. You can store information, and everything is just there to go. So, like I said, just looking at the price, it's almost like a no brainer to just try it out and see how it works. And then once you get it going, you just click here to say start building. And then I'm going to log into my account here. All right. And so now we're logged into my account here. So if I was to scroll down, you can see some recent apps that I've already built here. So here's one, for example. My daughter, she's been struggling with math, right? So, and I'm horrible when it comes to math. I'm great when it comes to this AI and automation stuff, but when it comes to like fifth grade and sixth grade math, bro, I can't do it. So what did I do? I was like, you know what? Let me actually try to create an app that will be fun for her, fun for me, and then it can even track progress and stuff like that. So I came in to Base 44 and I basically gave it this prompt here. So like any tool that you use in AI, you got to give it a prompt. And so I basically just said, I want an app to help my daughter starter with math. She's in the sixth grade. I want it to be so it's helping her, not like she's cheating, and give her a fun and easy way. And so we came up with this really cool app here called the Math Study Buddy. And then she can come in here, she can click on like start practicing and show hints. She can put the right answers here. She put the wrong answers. It'll tell you if it's the wrong answer, if it's the right answer. It'll tell you if it's the right answer. So like it told me, it's the answer is 3 to 4. And so just like that. And it only took maybe about 2 to 3 minutes before this was done. And just like that, we had an app that she can utilize. And even if I wanted to come in here and change it, I can come in here and change it, say add sound effects. Maybe I want to change it from App Study Buddy to something else, the name. But just that simple, I was able to come in here and build out an app for her. I'll show you another quick one here before we kind of dive into some of the feature sets. But if I go back down to recent apps, you can see also use it for business as well. So like my business name's Automate Your Hustle. Previously, we had a very, very, very long onboarding form that people had to fill out. But that's not the problem of the length of it. It was just boring, and it didn't actually do a lot of tracking the way we needed it to be. So I came in here, I copied all of my form questions, and I said, I need you to build me an interactive onboarding form. And it did that. So now I have this form. People can go through it. I'm just going to put in some test information so I can go to the next page. And I'm just gonna put in a test email address here, and it just step by step. Now they have a lot more of an interactive form. It collects all the information we need. So I was able to use that Base44 to build out just the same. And I know you've been able to build out some projects as well, Don. What are some of the projects that you've been able to build out in Base44?
Yeah, good question. So, I mean, I've been doing stuff for myself personally. So, like, kind of like, your math thing, for your daughter. But my kids are 4 and 3, and I have a 1 year old as well. And I talked about this on my social media, but I'm on the fence of, homeschooling versus, traditional schooling. So I built like a little curriculum for them in that regard. And then also, man, I've been adding it as like an upsell or like just an extra feature for my clients. So, like a business funding app that I was working on, the one I was telling you about. So, not only do I perform my regular services, but now I can include like tools and things like that for my clients as well. Credit apps, all types of stuff, health apps, things of that nature. But yeah, man, it's super easy and user friendly. And the thing that I love about Base44, man, is like the quality of the output, right? I've used other tools where like if I just want to make a minor change, like sometimes it'll change the whole thing, right? I think Base44 is really, really good when it comes to like the quality of output and its ability to just handle basic instructions as well.
I mean, yeah, and that was a great point that you said. You said you can create apps for yourself. You can also create them for other people too. So it's an
Mhm.
opportunity not just to just increase your own productivity, but it's an opportunity to make money too. Because
Yes, sir.
if you now know how to make an app, but this person over here who wants an app doesn't know how to make one, well, you can help them make it, and then you can sell it to them. So
Yep.
now this is an opportunity for you as well. What I'm going to do here is just type in a very quick prompt. I was working with and talking with a buddy of mine the other day. He actually helps young students improve their basketball skills with the goal of, being able to, have the collegiates and even the pro on the horizon and whatnot. And
Mhm.
that all starts with, helping to learn how to dribble, how to shoot, and stuff like that. So we were talking about it, and I was just telling him how easy it is to just go from a concept in your brain to having an app. And his mind was blown. So I'm literally going to just type in a very simple prompt. And this is not even a good prompt, just to show you how fast this works. That
Okay.
I want to build an app to help young basketball players practice and track their development. I'm not going to give it anything else. I'm just going to press send message here. And that's all you have to do to start the process of building the app. You just give it a prompt. It's going to come back with like an iteration of how it looks. And then you can just continue to make changes from there. Hey, I want to change this. I want to change that. I want to
Mhm.
do this. And now it already says it's working. That's a great idea. Let me think through how to build this basketball development app for young players. So I didn't even give it any ideas about features. It's coming up here with the practice tracker, the skills dashboard, the goals and milestones, a drill library, practice stats. It came up with a color palette on its own just from what it thinks would be good. So it said it picked up orange and amber color for basketball vibes. I didn't give it any of that. And that's why this tool is just so amazing because it's literally like having a developer at your fingertips.
Yeah.
And now I can, once again, I can go have me a cup of coffee. I can go do whatever I need to do. And this thing is just thinking. And as I said, it's building my idea and doing everything that is necessary for this app to work. So, like I said, Don, we say it all the time, but we're definitely living in crazy times right now.
Yeah, bro. It's like being a kid in the candy store or at the playground, bro. Like if you're just somebody that has all these crazy ideas and you have a big imagination, it's just like now is the time to just get those ideas out of your brain and finally bring them into the real world, right? Another thing that I always like to do as well when it comes to Base 44 is you can use the free plan, but you have credits. So you're limited to, I believe it's like 5 credits a day or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what you could do
Mm-hmm.
is you can go into ChatGPT and just give it the ideas, the concepts, like just pretty much do a brain dump inside of ChatGPT and then tell Chat that you're going to use Base 44 to develop the app. And then you can have ChatGPT create the color scheme, the design of it, pretty much everything that you need to kind of plug it into Base 44. And then you'll have a more structured, I guess, foundation to play on top of. But you can still do what Marquise did because, like he said, it's coming up with the color palette. It's going to come up with the design. It's going to do all that stuff for you. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see how.
And like you said, and it does it better than I could do it myself, and it's doing it faster than I could
Yep,
do it myself.
yep,
It's just working. But that's a great example that you mentioned, because like I said, if you are on the free plan with this, You only get up to like say 5 credits per day, and then it won't let you do any more messages. So basically, a credit is just like basically sending it a message, a command, asking it to make a change. So you can use ChatGPT to do a lot of the hard work front loading. So instead of just coming here and say, I want you to build me an app for a basketball tracker, you go to ChatGPT and says, I'm working on building an app for a basketball tracker. I'm going to use Base44. Can you help me research and also come up with a really good prompt that I can use for Base44 to build the app? And so now it's going to do a lot of the work that Base44 was going to do, but now you're not having to burn the credits. You can just copy and paste that in there. And then the first draft of how your app looks is probably going to look a lot better versus you just coming directly into Base44 and giving it a very weak prompt with not a lot of context.
Yep. And that's a great point. And another good thing I like about Base 44 is like, even let's say after this first iteration that it creates, it'll still have the functionalities to it. So you can use it as a demo right now. If it's something that you're just building for yourself, then you don't need it to, be as robust as if you were selling it, on the app store, So like, I like how it's pretty much production ready, like from day one, you know what I mean? From that first prompt. And then anything outside of that is, yeah, there's going to be like little bugs and stuff, but that's normal. Anything outside of that is just your imagination and you're just playing on top of it, changing the colors, changing the formats, whatever it is that you have inside of your brain. But it's really, really dope that you could just prompt it. Like you said, go get a cup of coffee or something, come back, and then you have something that's literally, damn near production ready, and ready to demo and try out. So I just think, man, we're just living in some crazy times right now, bro.
And it's hard to find any cons in using this type of tool. It saves time, it saves money, it saves headache, it allows you the ability to make money. So it's like, what's the con? I think the only thing for me regarding Base 44, this will more so be a con in comparison to other tools that you can use. Like we'll talk about another tool called Bolt and another tool called Lovable in other videos, is that when you build in Base 44, you cannot easily move your app
Yep.
anywhere else. It's like your app is created, developed, all the code is in Base 44. And so other tools like Bolt and Lovable, they actually will allow you to like export your code easily. So that way you can export your code. Like if you wanted to give it to another developer to work on it and build it in another system. Base 44, they really built it to where you're in their ecosystem. So it's a pro and a con. It's a pro because I think the development is a lot more stable because they're focused on making sure that the features really work for their platform. But the con is maybe your app does get really, really big and you want to be able to sell it and you want to be able to have that source code super easy to export. You won't be able to easily do that. You would probably have to actually give someone like the Base 44 account or something. I'm not even sure how you would easily kind of sell that app in Base 44. But, that is just something that I could think of that could be kind of perceived as a potential con.
Yeah. No, and that's a really good point that you just made, and that's important. So again, it just comes down to like, what are you using the tool for? So if you're using it for personal use, then you might be okay with that. But if you're using it for like business purposes, maybe you want to sell it, then that is definitely something that you want to consider. And that's something that you will probably want to know from day one because like once you design it here, it's going to be hard to get an exact replica if you try to do the same thing in like Lovable and Bolt. Like they're all going to give you different, variations of it. They're all going to be fire. They're all going to be dope. It's just going to come down to your preference and like what you want it to do. So that's a really, really good point. Just knowing that going into it before you even start, developing or prompting and stuff like that.
And that's why I said with this tool, I wanted this to be one of the first tools that we did talking about the no code apps as far as a review, because I think this one definitely has the most ease of entry.
Yep.
But, once again, once you get more advanced in your coding and you're not afraid to look at the code and you might even start digging into some of the code yourself and making changes so you don't have to use credits, that's when you'll probably want to use tools like Base 44, not Base 44. That's when you want to use tools like Bolt and then also Lovable where you have a lot more flexibility when it comes to like exporting the code, making changes to the code, things of that nature.
Yep. Nah, good point. Good point.
All right, so it looks like it's still working here. It's been going for a couple of minutes. We can just see that it tells you that literally everything that it's doing. So it tells you all the files that it's creating, that it's writing. It's wrote all of these different pages, and now it's adding some sample drills here. And it looks like we're about done. So it's telling me that I've built a complete basketball practice tracker app called HoopTrack. So once again, I didn't even give it a name, right? It
Okay.
just came up with its own name called HoopTrack, and it has a dashboard, log practice, my skills, a drill dashboard, and goals. So now a hooper can come in here and then they can log their first practice. So come in here, and once
Wow.
again, I didn't give it any details about how I wanted this to look, the color scheme, but you can come in here, say the date, the duration, how was my energy, what drills was completed, what any notes. You can come in here to your skills, and
Wow.
all of these look like your skills gets updated. You got a drill library here where you can kind of come in here and you got different types of basketball drills, box styles, cone weave in here. And the cool thing about this is if you have videos, you can actually upload the link into like like for instance, if you put your videos on YouTube, you can even tell it to say, okay, this is going to be the video for box out drill. So when people click on these, you can actually have legitimate videos here right now. We don't have any videos, so right now it just literally shows you the demo of what it looks like. But if you did have videos, you can actually increment it, and you got goals. So overall, really within less than 10 minutes, I would say that
Yeah.
we came in here and we literally built an app. And now I can come back here and say, okay, I want to do other things. It even gives you suggestions. It says add an AI coach feature. I think that's pretty cool.
Mm.
Now, as you enter your information, AI coach can basically talk, or you can have gamify skill development. So it even gives you different suggestions that you can do. But overall, I hope that just showed you that you can literally go from a very, very loose and weekend idea to a functioning app in less than 10 minutes. And now just spend a little bit more extra time with it. You'll have something that's ready to go by end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, and you just saw Marquise, like he literally just put maybe one sentence into the prompt, maybe two max, and then just look at the quality of output, that it was able to do. So like I hope you guys can kind of see the potential here, you know what I mean, and the era that we're in, man. Like again, if you're somebody that always has, great ideas, you have a big imagination, just imagine the type of things that you could do now. Prior it would cost thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars just to build something like this, and a lot of time and a lot of development and back and forth. Where now, man, you could just put on some good music, put a movie on, set a nice little vibe, and then you could just black out, for an hour or a couple minutes and just build something dope, for yourself or to
Yep.
sell it on the marketplace. So the possibilities are endless when it comes to this stuff, man.
And that's why we put together the community that I'm going to talk about next. It's called the prompts. You can definitely continue just watching these videos on YouTube, but at some point, you're going to want some actual help.
Yep.
You're going to want somebody that you can talk to, because sometimes these things don't work. Sometimes you run into problems.
Yep.
You might see an error message. Having a community is only going to make you get to that goal faster. So me and DonDigital created the prompt. It's a membership community where you see videos like this, but even more in depth too, because we hold your hand and walk you through in the trenches as if we were literally looking right over your shoulder.
Yep. 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 So listen, man, if you haven't, done anything with AI yet, maybe you've been dabbling with it, or maybe you're, pretty, exposed to it. You're just trying to go to the next level. Wherever you are in your AI journey, the prompt is a perfect community for you guys. So hit the link, comment, DM, to get inside the community, man. And we hope to see you guys inside really, really soon.
See you soon. Peace out.
Peace.